well, albeit, you know, it's our headline gig. It's the biggest headline gig we've ever done. We've been together 10 years now. You know, we're the longest soap opera in rock and roll. And, you know, it's nice. It's a perfect way to see out 10 years. It's a perfect way to see out the Millennium. And, you know, couldn't wish for any better. It's the only 20 minutes that we will play in the year 2000, or 40 minutes, or whatever it is, after the new year. So, you know, we'll put everything into it, and it'll be, you know, the best show we've ever done.
There's been a lot of rumours that it might be your last show. Can you reassure fans that there's no chance of a split?
Fortunately, we're not. No, I kind of, you know, it's just going to be the last gig we do, you know, for a long time. I'm just going to start on the next record next year. I mean, we've been touring for 14 months, and like, you know, been touring for like 10 years as well. So like, the first time in a long time, we're just going to take a long time off, not do any gigs, and just record the next album. Not splitting up at all.
I mean, my mum called me up this morning saying, "Oh, what's this? You haven't split up, have you, my love?" So I said, "Mum, you'd be the first to know if I did." So she'd seen it on teletext. But I mean, there's always rumours about that, but it's not. This gig undoubtedly will be a peak of our career. You know, it'll be hard to kind of top it. You know, we don't deny that. It'll be very difficult. If we come off stage to 54,000 people and, you know, last gig in 10 years, it'll certainly be hard to top. Don't deny that, but it certainly doesn't mean we've still got a few records left in us yet, I think. Not really, because we still are kind of friends. You know, we were friends before we were a band, and that's why a lot of bands split up, is because they're not actually friends. And, you know, I used to go down James's house and be in school with him since years of 5, so it still seems I can still actually taste all the things that we used to do then. So it's not another life.
And it helps keep you going.
I think so, yeah. I don't think any band can function for a long time unless they like each other.
So when you look back over the last 10 years, what stands out most of all?
I'm not, you know, we really try not hard to be nostalgic. I mean, the first tour we did, the 4 of us, when we released Motown Junk on Heavenly, that was certainly a real glory period. We really felt we were young enough and indestructible enough to kind of take on the world. Didn't necessarily happen, but at least we had the kind of arrogance to believe that we could. So.
Did you feel, you mentioned about the fact if you tolerate this, do you think there's actually a sort of paucity of social comment of that kind in pop music?
Oh, definitely. I think you get kind of lambasted for it. I think it's easy to just kind of write lyrics that don't mean anything and pretend that they've got some inner meaning. Or, of course, you've got the other end of it, the pop end, which is just kind of been reduced to nothingness, really. So, you know, a lot of people will say that it's kind of sloganeering and stuff like that, but I can only write lyrics about stuff I'm interested in, and that's what I happen to be interested in.
And do you think it can actually achieve things, improve things?
I just think, you know, the Clash changed me as a person. You know, their lyrics and the way they looked and what they said, it had a huge impact on me. You know, the Sex Pistols singing God Save the Queen, you know, made me realise that the monarchy was absolutely redundant and worthless. So if we can do anything like that, then, well, I know we have done stuff like that. I know there's fans you meet and letters you get that we have, you know, influenced their lives. I'm not saying we can be like a political party, but we can influence people individually. No, I think, I don't know, it could be a mixture of both, but we definitely made a decision that image-wise, music-wise, we've got to come back with something startling, otherwise, you know, people get tired of you. You know, we've been working constantly and releasing records constantly for the last 10 years, so, you know, we've got to do something that reinvents ourselves. I think all the people, all the artists that have lasted, you know, have reinvented themselves. I think you've only got to look at us and Blur, really. I think we're the only 2 bands who've kind of constantly reinvented and constantly released good records during the 90s, and that's because we put the effort in. And everybody else just, you know, gets messed up on drugs or gets bored or stays the same. So, you know, it's definitely time to do something different again.